So we are in government shutdown day number 9. The Senate defeats government funding measures as shutdown hits day 9. That's a strange way to put it. Basically, the Senate Democrats have decided that they're not getting their way, and because of this, they're going to keep the government shut down. Also heard that Schumer said every day that it's closed, it helps them. And I mean, he's kind of right. He's kind of right. Because if the Democrats are willing to push this to the wall, which I think they are, I mean, they arrested the president. I mean, they indicted him, they convicted him. It's pretty safe to say, and some speculate that they tried to kill him. It's safe to say that the Democrats are willing to take this to the wall, and they don't care what they lose or what it costs. Think about that. They don't care how it affects the American people, the families, the military, our servicemen and women. They don't care. You know why they don't care? Because they lost power. That's it. Their only play is to hold the United States hostage. Extort us, if you would. We'll start here. On Thursday, for the 7th time, Senate Democrats prevented the Republicans' proposal to reopen the federal government, with the shutdown reaching its 9th consecutive day. Lawmakers have remained at odds since failing to approve funding for the October 1st deadline, with both parties blaming each other for the ongoing standoff. Military families face growing anxiety as the October 13 deadline to process payroll approaches, which is when the active military normally would receive their checks, and their families at risk of missing paychecks. If the Senate does not pass legislation to end the shutdown by the 13th, 1.3 million service members will not get paid as scheduled on October 15th. While everybody's going to be upset about missing their paycheck, the alternative is worse. The protracted shutdown continues to raise concerns about military readiness, financial hardship for families, and the lack of immediate solution. Troops will miss paychecks next week without action on the government shutdown. Wow, I'm impressed, AP. That was pretty neutral. Good job. Senate defeats government funding measure as shutdown hits day 9. I expected that from the Hill. Senate defeats government funding measure. They make it sound like it's a good thing. Fox News says Senate Democrats block GOP plan again to reopen government as military pay deadline looms. Congress passes some sort of CR, like a small one that says, okay, we're just going to fund the military. That would be a clean CR for the military, which is exactly what the GOP has been trying to do, is pass a clean CR with nothing in it other than just funding for essential groups like the military, SNAP, food, all the welfare programs for families and children, things like that. They just want to pass a clean CR and keep people going while they duke it out. Because remember, everyone in Congress is still getting paid. It doesn't affect them. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that there were several congressional representatives, mostly Republicans if I'm not mistaken, who are requesting that their pay be withheld until the government reopens, which is admirable. No, I don't think any Democrats have come out and said that at all, because they don't care. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, you guys let me know in the comments. Please let me know if there's a single Democrat that has requested their pay be withheld until the government is reopened. Okay, so when you're in this game, you understand how it works. And for those of you who are new, especially my younger viewers, if you guys have just come of age or you're not even 18 yet and you're trying to learn how this stuff works, I commend you, because not many people do. Language is the game. Everything that politicians say is about language. At least now. I don't know if it's always been this way. It's been this way for as long as I've been in the game. But language is key. When normal Americans, who are good people, talk about illegal aliens, Well, you pretty much know who that is. These are people from other countries who are not American citizens who have illegally crossed into the United States. Pretty straightforward. It's been that way for 40 years as far as I know. Well, recently, in the past few years, Democrats, socialists, leftists, communists, all those people have adopted new language for that same term in order to soften it and obscure it so they can branch off of it with other terms and make distinctions and fool you. So instead of saying illegal immigrants, which you'll notice they don't say anymore, they'll say undocumented migrants. So undocumented migrants just means that they're illegal aliens when you hear that. The TLDR of this shutdown is basically the Democrats shut down the government because they want health care for illegal aliens. So let's find out why the Democrats are doing this. So an important note here, I wanted to throw this in here. Nothing being cut from the health care by the Trump administration affects American citizens. I think I said this earlier, but I just want you guys to know it does not affect American citizens. It only affects people who are non-citizens, what the Democrats might call undocumented migrants. But the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, was passed in 2010, and Obama shut down the government for 13 days. It wasn't just Obama. I mean, he was probably the ringleader, but it was Democrats who shut down the government for 13 days to get this to pass because they were willing to die on this hill. And for some dumb reason, Republicans just caved after 13 days. I guess because of the optics of not paying the military. Nancy Pelosi, one of the biggest overt crooks in government and likely an alcoholic, said that we should just pass it and then see what's in it. And they did. These lunatics, this ACA was like huge. And they're like, there's no way we can, and they did it on purpose. There's no way we can read through all this. Oh, let's just pass it and then we'll see what's in it. And they did. That's the people representing you. Insane. In 2021, under the Biden administration, it was expanded and the new changes would expire in 2025. Now, everything about the ACA was a lie. It has ruined healthcare in America except for the insurance companies who are getting fat off of it. So that is ridiculous. I can't believe we're dealing with that. Okay, so we've got this post here. The U.S. government shutdown began October 1st, 2025 due to partisan disputes over federal spending and Affordable Care Act subsidy extensions. Okay, well, we just went over that. That's the long form, though. So Republicans, including VP J.D. Vance and the White House, argue the shutdown stems from Democrats' refusal to back the big, beautiful bill cuts of $10 billion plus in federal health care funds allegedly benefiting non-citizens, we just went over that, via loopholes in Medicaid emergency services and ACA premium subsidies for DACA recipients and certain parolees eligible under the Biden-era rules covering about 1 million people at $4 billion a year. They claim the Democrats demand continued funding, forcing the impasse over broader spending. Democrats in the media, such as the BBC and NPR, say illegal aliens remain ineligible for Medicare, Medicaid, ACA by law, and loopholes are limited to lawful immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers, and the bill's cuts target waste, not direct non-citizen aid. So, you got to admire the Democrats and the media. I don't know who they get their talking points from, but when it comes to language, they really are masters at it. And that's why you have to scrutinize every little thing they say. Just assume everything they say is a lie. And then go look it up and find out how it is. I guarantee you it will work. Guaranteed. So Democrats, I'm going to read this again slower. Democrats in the media, such as the BBC and NPR, say illegal aliens, remember we talked about that, the Democrats say illegal aliens remain ineligible for these services by law, which is true. It's absolutely true. Yeah. So factual, not truthful. And loopholes are limited to lawful immigrants. Lawful. Not legal, lawful. That's important also. And what they mean by lawful immigrants is refugees and asylum seekers. The Trump administration's One Big Beautiful Bill, signed July 2025, cuts Medicaid, CHIP, Medicare eligibility for refugees and asylees. Non-American citizens, guys. Just these. Because they're getting health care from these programs. Well, the hospitals get reimbursements, but they're getting health care under these programs immediately. And the One Big Beautiful Bill cut that out. So they can't get, these guys can't get this anymore immediately. And basically what they're doing is illegal aliens, what they're calling refugees and asylees, which they legally kind of are, because the Biden administration just stamped every single illegal alien that came into the country with refugee and asylee status. They abused and exploited the program. So when they say refugees and asylees, they're being factual, not truthful. The Democrats want to reverse this so that refugees and asylees qualify for health care immediately and don't have to, I think that's supposed to say don't, and don't have to wait the 5 years. So they don't have to wait the 5 years. Okay, so if you guys want to go check out the full CR that Murray proposed on behalf of Democrats, you can. But this is page 57. So if you pull up the link for the CR, you can scroll to page 57. Section 2141, Repeal of Health Subtitle Changes. Subtitle B of Title VII of the Act titled An Act to Provide for Reconciliation pursuant to Title II of H-Con Res 14, also known as Public Law 119-21, is repealed, and any law or regulation referred to in such subtitle shall be applied as if such subtitle and the amendments made by such subtitle had not been enacted. So the whole thing has nothing to do with American citizens, and the entire shutdown has to do with this section right here. Page 57, section 2141. The entire shutdown hangs on this right here because Democrats want to give illegals free health care. And the biggest offender of an abuse of this system that was created by Democrats is California. That's from all of us. All 50 states, every single one of you out there are paying California for illegal alien health care. That should burn your butt. So basically, they want to repeal or reverse changes made by the Big Beautiful Bill, and to do so would go directly against what the American people voted for when they elected Trump as president. So this is why the Republicans are not backing down, and I don't think they will. Trump won't let them, and the base won't let them, because we voted for this. Democrats are going to hit the wall, and they don't care, because they're backed into a corner. And they're throwing death throws. That's all they're doing. They are a trapped rat in a corner, and they will lash out in every direction they can. So they're going to hold the American people, the military, children, families, everyone hostage in order to get what they want. And we better not give it to them. Senator John Kennedy actually articulated it pretty well. So let's listen to him.
The country was just rocking along, minding its own business, and our budget expired midnight Tuesday night. So the Republicans went to the Democrats and said, look, let's just extend the then current budget for 7 more weeks while we negotiate a new one. And to our surprise, the Democrats said, no, we will not vote to do that. In fact, we'll shut down government unless you agree to give us $1.5 trillion, and we'll tell you how to spend it. Well, I mean, you know, our heads snapped back. Look, I wasn't about to vote for that. My mother didn't raise a fool. And if she did, it was one of my brothers. And every Republican
felt
the same
way. His brothers under the
bus. So we said no, and that's why we're in a shutdown.
Speaker Mike Johnson says the Democrats are now admitting they're willing to keep the government shut down and celebrating the shutdown as helping their party. Oh, celebrating it as it's helping their party. Even if it means U.S. troops don't get paid, because they want to spend $1.5 trillion, including taxpayer-funded benefits to illegal aliens, which is true. Yeah, that's not standing firm. That's holding our service members hostage. The whole country, actually. But yeah, absolutely. CNN, is this official report from CNN? Democrats say even missed paychecks for U.S. troops won't be enough to end shutdown alone. Is that a real CNN headline? Oh my gosh. So buckle up, people. Day 13 through the 15th is going to be wild. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit that like button and share the video with your friends. Until next time, take care of one another and God bless.